I don't mind yelling, but talking loud's another problem. I wear 2 hats this year. One of them is the coordinator of the Remembrance Ceremony. The other one's the president of the Lions Club of Bull Creek. I'll use the president's one first. Thank you and welcome for coming your varied distances to this place. It's pretty quiet. We enjoy coming here. It's not a ceremony that we forget each year. It's not a funeral ceremony, it's a remembrance ceremony. Most of the stuff that's gone on in the previous year has been as a result of another funeral. And this is a remembrance ceremony. They stay on the seat forevermore. We maintain this park. One of our main men is those 2 gentlemen over there, Rob Davies and Ron Dickinson. They do a lot of work down here. The history of the park, well, I'm going to tell you, the bloke, every year he has to change the story, because there's only so many times you can say after 21 years what's in the park. But each year he varies it, and we'll see what he's got today. And I'd like to welcome Rob Davies. Rob's one of the coordinators who looks after this place, and he can tell you about every tree, wahonki nut, etc., in the place. All right, I'll leave it to Rob. Thank you.
Good morning to you all, and thank you for coming. You're in Richard Lewis Park. Richard Lewis Park is named after a long-serving councillor with the Council of Melville. We do have help from the council with Melville over this project of cleaning this place up. Was 25 years in. You mightn't think so, but it's a bit like the Sydney Harbour Bridge. You start somewhere else down there, and by the time you've done that, got it under control, we've got to go somewhere else. But we're proud with what we've done. We feel we've turned it from using the terminology sow's ear into a silk purse. But you mightn't think so from it, but just walking through there, enormous amounts of trees we would have planted over the 25 years. We had originally, going back in history, we had a public planting. We had 1 lot of trees to plant. The Silicone, Acacia Silicone, which are the little ones standing there, and we got a couple of thousand planted. But the Acacia Silicone is one that doesn't last so long, and so we've had to pull them all out, had the council taken away and replace them. The original idea was that when a member died, we would plant a tree. And so this is why you see the Maori trees here, there in remembrance of it. But because you feel how long it's going to take, we would have proudly would have had a bush that was really look at. But you can walk through here. It's very comfortable. You can get lost as long as you keep to the tracks. It's good, but certainly it has brought in the birds. The birds are here. We had the black cockatoo here yesterday attacking the nuts. So your relations will never be by themselves, just a pure name. We do talk to them, to the seats and things like that as time goes, so they'll never be by themselves. I hope this continues for a number of years. Historically, this place has got an absolute beautiful breeding. Firstly, with the Aboriginal heritage, what this area did was, not specifically this area, but over the road was where the Aboriginals would come down from the Lesmurdie, the hills, at the change of the seasons, and they would stay down here during the pool, and they would do wanderings, and it was mainly the Beelair tribe which occupied this area here. And with the Beelair tribe, you know, we had the incidents of where unfortunately there was a bit of a mismatch. There was Aboriginals killed and different things like that, and this is within this area. Then with the European settlement, a lot of people made it. There was John Bull who came here. He was farming with the middle Middletons and a couple of other people. Over the way, not far away, within the Bull Creek wetlands, there is the Middletons, there's the other ones where you can see. But what this is why we've got it and why the Aboriginals have been here, is that it's a draining area, and it drains Leeming and a couple of the other areas. And so we've got 3 streams at the moment. So we've got the Bull Creek stream, which is probably about 100 metres over that way. We've got another one, another 2 going through that area there. So it's with the water that we've had over the last few months, it's absolutely brought everything growing beautifully for us. A lot of the things in movement at the moment is with the spider orchids. We're seeing for the first time for quite a number of years the spider orchid, and so within a few weeks, if you come back and have a look, you might find that the spider orchid is in flower. But the kangaroo paws are gradually coming through. They were actually naturally, they were planted by us. It's the same as when we have a tree like this one here, we are replacing the trees if there's a name there. So that keeps us fairly busy, but you can't do it without help. And as we said, my partner in crime is Ron. Ron helps me. He comes down and we've done this. We've got an arborist who looks after the trees. If we have any problems with trees, he comes down and will give us the answer for that tree. But with that, I won't go too much into the history, because I believe that you can always, if you feel that you want to take the place on, you know, it's good to go into the Perth, was it the Beatty Library, and do it from there. But with that, I hope you have an enjoyable time. You can, as I said, always visit here. It's a bit of parking up there and then just come through, but I certainly hope you enjoy it. And certainly, as I say, the names will be well remembered. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. One of the first things that the governors of the new year over many years have taken up this position. This is one of their first official projects, if you will, jobs. They come down to this remembrance ceremony. Most of them just come off a plane from somewhere. But sadly, we know what the world's doing to us. This time round, they've had to walk, so they're here. I'd like to introduce Governor from W1, Michael Wolf. Thanks, Mike.
Good morning, everybody. We're all gathered here today to remember the lions who have passed away in the last 12 months. We've all served with them at club, district level, and some of them foundation level. And as the MC said, that today is my first official visit, the first official function, event on my calendar, and I'm honoured to be here. And today we are able to pay our respects to club members. So we'd also like to pay our respects to club members and family for their loss. All of these lions are respected members of their communities, and they all perform service from their heart.
Thank you, Michael. I'd just like to vary it a little bit. Normally we have the names and a prayer, but in recent years we've started to put partners' names on there. One of our people probably know this bloke forevermore. He's 97?
Nearly 98.
Nearly 98. John Lyle. John Lyle lives in the Rafa just across the way. His health's a bit poor at the moment, so we'd like to get someone to speak on behalf of the partner. I'd like to introduce Jenny Hazelhurst. She got 3 minutes warning about this, but she's an accomplished speaker. She's okay for 2 words, but then she might follow on with a few more. Jenny, the floor's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I feel very honoured to be asked, and it will be brief. My sister and I, Sandy and I, our mum passed away, Cynthia Lyle passed away in December, and she was nearly 98 also. So they had nearly 75 years of marriage, which was amazing. she was a wonderful Lion lady. She supported Dad. Dad had been a member for many, many, many years and was involved in Lions Eye Institute in the setting up of Safe Sight Foundation through Lions. And Mum was involved right from the Mannings Club, all the conferences they went to, the Christmas cake runs, everything. She supported Dad, and she was a wonderful Lion lady. And I think she'd be really thrilled to have a plaque here